Greetings, beloveds. The idea that one could actually be the Christ, could walk around on this planet as the Christed being that you are, is very appealing for a number of reasons. First, it takes you out of everything that you've been doing all this time to survive, and you're in a completely different place. And that's very appealing, just to escape from the illusion and the pain that's involved in it is a wonderful thing. But the question remains, how do you do that? It certainly helps if you can meditate and quiet your mind. But even with a quiet mind, the way to know yourself as the Christ requires giving something up. And what you have to give up is who you think you are. Who you think you are will always feel the need to improve, to get better, to heal, to do something to get yourself in a better place. That's not who you are at all. And whatever it is in you that feels the need to be different than the way you are is not you. So you can't bring yourself from the illusion and use that to get yourself into your Christed consciousness. That part of you doesn't have any idea what that is. So how do you give that up? Well, one thing, you'd have to be comfortable with the idea that maybe you don't know anything, that in this illusion, you have no idea who you are, that every notion that you have of yourself is just based on the past. It's based on conclusions that you've drawn and decisions that you've made. And everything you're fed is just recordings of what you can remember and what was told to you. And none of that lets you into the kingdom. That actually keeps you trapped here. So the first suggestion is, don't try to fix anything. Don't try to be spiritual. Don't try to be a better person in what you imagine a better person would be like. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. But more than that, take on the idea that who you really are doesn't exist here at all. And who you really are is just love. Once you have the experience of love, and you're quite familiar with that, it lifts you out of your history. It lifts you out of trying to get better, trying to improve, because all of that is based on the fact that there's something wrong with you, and there isn't, not in reality. In the moment, if you can be in nature, if you can look with wonder at what is before you, and if you can very innocently, like a child, be open to whatever you are shown, You will actually be guided step by step. It turns out you don't have to know anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to improve. You're already perfect and you're already home. Sometimes just being in nature will give you access to that. Allow yourself to be surprised by the day, surprised by every breath, and let yourself be led by love. Let love be your guide, and be open to the idea that it's okay not to know, not to understand, not to have a reason, but instead be shown what to do and have that unfold before you moment to moment to moment. Just let love be your guide and bring your innocence forth. It's a wonderful thing not to know, because that's the only thing that opens you up to true knowing. It's a wonderful thing to be led, but not by another person and not by an idea, not by concepts, not by beliefs, but by your heart. Allow yourself to be born anew and be willing to give up the idea that there's anything that needs to be changed about you. Who you really are is perfection. And when things come up that feel like there's something wrong with you or there's something wrong with someone else, use that as an opportunity to bring love to that situation and forgive that. Forgive yourself, forgive everyone else, forgive every judgment you've ever had, because none of it has ever had any value or any import or any consequence, except in the illusion. You won't know until you get there. Just keep yourself open to being born again and again in this present moment with no history. And watch what flows from that. Watch what manifests from your commitment to love and your willingness not to know. You're giving up a certain kind of definitive certainty for a much larger certainty grounded in love. And you'll know by how you feel. It won't be relative to anyone else. It won't be compared to any experience you've ever had before. It'll just be what it is. And you'll be shown and you'll be guided. And you can trust that. Be open to being who you really are. And be willing to give up who you think you are. And let love call all the plays going forward in this present moment. That's what will create your future. Some part of you already knows this to be true. Trust that part. Trust me in your heart. I am you, and you are me. And our connection is forever. It's all based on love. And that's the only thing that's real. I love you, and I'll speak with you again soon.